What's up, everybody? Heroes by the Pint coming at you. Before we jump into this week's episode, we are 4 days from C2E2. You know what that means?
We're going to be saving that money.
Saving that money. Budget heroes. Our man Caleb is in the house, the producer back with us. You know he's a budget hero.
Always.
He doesn't even. You know how stingy he is?
Damn, just gonna call me out like that.
That's what we do around here, man. That's the name of the game. With locations
in all major markets.
In all major markets, there's certain to be a Red Roof Inn anywhere you're at on the con circuit. Make sure you hit up that Red Roof Inn. Don't be a dummy.
Be a hero?
Save that money.
That's right. I always guess wrong, dude.
Be a budget hero like the Heroes by the Pint crew. We know you are, and you know we are. See you at C2E2. Cheers.
That was good, bro.
That was fun. We're gonna.
Your guess wasn't even like, it didn't even rhyme. It was just like, hero.
Yeah, I mean, look, I try, okay? I bring my A game. I sit over here while you guys set everything up, and then I talk when I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
I say what I want when I want, you know?
That's fair, yeah.
Know your role. All right, this is the Heroes by the Pint podcast. I'm Matthew Ellis, your host, joined by
Chelsea Kessler.
And our main man, the producer, back in the saddle in his new ops center.
Panther's Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kicked me out of the studio for 2 weeks.
It's been a rough 2 weeks. Can we jump into this?
Let's do it. Crack it open.
That's right. Our featured beer of the month, Wolf Ridge Brewing.
Right.
This week we are drinking. Are you ready? You never rehearse.
No, dude. I always wing it. And there's already one word I don't know.
This week we are drinking a Gold Standard Lager. And I'm really excited.
Let's do it. All right. We're drinking the Gold Standard. Is this, how do you say this?
Hellas?
Like Ellis?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to ask me and Caleb
Let's just
how
go
you
with
pronounce
Hellas.
the word.
German Hellas Lager. No, I know. All right. Well, we don't drink this kind of beer a lot, I guess.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. We're sort of outside of our normal
Jump into that beer reader.
realm. An authentic German Hellas Lager. Gold Standard is as classic as they come. The style Hellas refers to the light color and is often referred to as a brewery's, Jesus, this is German, Spießeller's lager beer.
I just wish you would have just left it at Jesus, this is German. End of sentence, end of beer.
Right? Bright and clear with golden color, crisp and refreshing, mild, noble hop bitterness, segues into a bready malt backbone. This drinkable lager is the perfect pairing for any meal or occasion, and it looks like the Great Gatsby.
That's right.
How much does that glass hold?
These are our 16 ounces. We got a big glass announcement. Caleb, hold it up. Tubby is our official glass of the Heroes by the Pint podcast. They had hooked up with us in January, and they were our official glass for January. We drank out of the Tubby on each and every episode in January.
And a little longer.
And we loved them so much that we essentially made them date us, right?
They're obsessed with us.
Right. we were like,
not the other way around.
Right. We were like, we need to be associated with you longer. So we're gonna have a really exciting Tubby giveaway coming up. We had already given a Tubby away in January to Heinz and 57. We just had a winner of our most recent giveaway, Scott, and yeah, we're really pumped. So we're
starting to give away tomorrow.
That's right, a little shorty.
Pre-C2E2.
Yeah.
Little short
For repping the distillery, which can't tell if this was a great idea or a terrible idea.
It was the worst idea we've ever had.
It reminds me of, I had a New Year's resolution one time to start carrying my flask more. That was my resolution.
It's a great resolution.
I went through with it.
I think resolutions are supposed to make you better.
I mean,
it definitely made him more prepared.
I'll say this, after about 2 months, I was like, this is a terrible resolution. I was like,
My worst resolution was I once made my resolution to be nicer.
Oh,
Like,
that's,
to not be as asshole-ish.
do you even know yourself?
I broke it like the same night. I like chewed out my family member, and they were like, "Well, there goes your resolution." I was like, "Fuck you." Did not go well.
On a higher note, fuck you.
I can say it nicer, but it stings the same, you know.
Oh man, we're going to be kicking it over to Caleb in just a minute. He's going to be hitting us with the show rundown, what we're nerding out about this week. I'm hitting this gold standard with a gold standard 5. That's a damn good lager.
Yeah, it tastes German to me.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what they were going for.
Jesus, this is German.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
And that score is coming in a lot higher than what I'm going to be hitting the bottle cap grade on our content this week.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, absolutely.
Caleb, he's gotta tell us what's up.
Yeah, well, before we jump into that,
Oh.
again, you said social media, Instagram giveaway
Yeah.
starting tomorrow.
So check out our social channels. We always do Instagram giveaways every month. This month, because we're stoked on C2E2, we're doing more than one. So make sure you watch our Instagram page. Yeah, check it out. We've also got a lot going on Facebook, Twitter, Patreon.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can link over to all those channels from heroesbythepint.com. You can find all of our social media channels, as well as anywhere you like to stream your podcast services. The links are all right over there. If you want to support this podcast, you can click right over to the Patreon or click over to the Beer Fund and hit that merch store. It goes a long way to helping everything we do. We appreciate you guys, and without you, we couldn't keep doing what we're doing. Shout out to some of the people who have recently bought shirts. Joe Ashley,
Jan Dalton,
that's right, supporter of Patreon. We got Pete coming in. He's bought a couple of hoodies.
Peace out of control.
Yeah, we literally have some of the best supporters you could ask for, and we appreciate you so much.
Super fans.
That's right. Now, Caleb, hit us with that show rundown.
We're talking Captain Marvel.
Ooh, Marvel.
That was like a sizzle.
So I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Oh.
I was going to go 3, and the reason I'm going to go 2.5 bottle caps is because Marvel tried so hard to shove this down people's throat.
I agree.
Yeah, we were watching Hulu, and it's like every commercial was Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel, and he was like, "Dude, they're really hyping this up."
It was on CW every commercial break.
Have you been on Instagram lately?
Oh,
I mean,
it's insane.
it was like every 2 posts was like Captain Marvel red carpet, Captain Marvel poster, Captain Marvel, and they're all like sponsored by Marvel's different channels.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you guys are acting like you're DC right now. Like, everyone's gonna go see this. It ties into the bigger picture. Not that everybody wants to go see it, but everyone's gonna go see it.
Everyone's gonna go see it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I started to get irritated with it before I ever saw the movie.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating. I'm with you. I think it's like, but somewhere between 2.5, 3. It was like definitely watchable, and it had some really, really funny moments. It had some like, you know, like when they talk about how she's like just a human, and she's like basically like, yeah, and then it like flashes her as a girl like rising up out of like her struggles. I mean, there's moments where you're like, all right, but there's a lot of bullshit in it too that just feels like unnecessary. The first 20 minutes just felt like chaos in my brain.
Yeah, I didn't really get what was happening there. I had said this, you guys had picked me up from the studio, or from the theater. Yeah, I did the jog again.
Yeah, he ran from his house to the movies.
I was so hyped.
When we went to pick him up, he had one leg out, like ready to hitchhike.
You guys wondered why I wore sweatpants to see Brie Larson on the big screen.
Oh, Jesus. How many people were in that theater?
Too many.
Yeah.
It was just okay for me. Where are you at, Caleb?
Yeah, I mean, I would go lower than that too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think the cheesy one-liners and.
Do you think the hype hurt it? All like how they were pushing it?
Yeah, I think it kind of killed the vibe. It made me more excited than I should have been, and then as it got closer and closer, and it just got shoved down my throat, I was like, I don't want to see it anymore.
It's kind of like Fire Festival.
I felt like it made it more. And again, for us, this sounds so dumb to say, but for us, this is all like work at a certain point. Like we have to stay up on this stuff and like see these movies. But it kind of made it feel like, okay, I'm not going to enjoy this, but I have to see it because it ties into the MCU.
Yeah, like how could we not cover it? But at the same time, like, I mean, I am way more excited to see Hellboy.
I'm way more excited to see Shazam.
I'm definitely way more excited to see Shazam.
Yeah, dude. And Hellboy's gonna be like
awesome.
Lit. Yeah, Hellboy's gonna be fire.
I see what you did there. I also think that both of those movies are doing way better in advertising.
Yeah.
Like Shazam's advertising is really good.
Yeah.
But it's also, like you're saying, it wasn't like blasted so hard. I mean, they've depended on their trailers. You see posts here and there, but every day you see something about Captain Marvel.
What was the movie she picked up? I couldn't make it out on the screen. That she picked up in the Blockbuster. Was it?
I saw Hook like right behind her.
I was thinking it was like Twins.
It was probably Top Gun.
Yeah. Oh, dude, if it was Top Gun, it was foreshadowing.
Right.
So that took place in '96. Am I right?
Yeah.
95.
Because I was
96.
like, oh, Caleb, you'd be one.
So we were talking about how hype the soundtrack was.
The soundtrack was dope, dude. And when she had that 9 Inch Nails shirt on, and it was good.
Can I throw some shade at the soundtrack?
If you must.
Where was the Cranberries?
Dude, I did expect to hear some Cranberries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their bombs and their guns. Like that, dude, that song would have dropped
It
perfect.
would have been perfect.
That would have been way better than I'm just a girl.
I kind of liked that part.
I think it did.
I was like, oh, this is so appropriate. And it felt so powerful right there. But yeah, no, that would have been sweet. Like while she was like flying up to hit the bombs, they could have put that in there.
Yeah. And Roman looked like way different to me.
He looked like he did not. I don't think they did well on his aging.
I just felt like they just kind of they're like, all right, here's a little bit of makeup, get out there.
Slapped him on the ass. Sent it out.
They're like, this is good. I think one of my favorite parts is when she like grunted at the scroll.
Yeah.
Like when she like he was like and she's like
Yeah.
That part I was like, cool.
That was funny. That was so funny.
My favorite part of the whole movie is when he calls her Veers and she's like, my name's Carol.
I was the only one who laughed. I laughed out loud in a pack theater by myself.
I was like,
socially one of my worst moments. But then I looked over at Caleb to like justify my actions, and I was like, "That's like a terrible name."
Well, yeah, Carol's not a very.
she should have said Danvers,
Carol,
anything.
Karen, like it's Carol. Like, what?
Karen's okay. Carol is very much like.
Can I see your manager?
Yeah, Carol's a ma'am. Yes, I need to speak with your manager.
Yeah, dude, like that. I laughed so hard, and then I was like embarrassed by myself.
And I strongly dislike when right out of the gate there's like that odd sexual tension between like the two major stars, which there was between Jude Law's character and Veers, Carol Danvers. It was just this weird, like, I just don't like that.
Speaking of foxes, though, he looked good.
Oh, yeah.
And he always looks good when he's a little evil.
They did a great job giving him some hair.
I know. I noticed.
I just want to say, man, like, if you're a bald eagle, you gotta fly. Look at
Gotta
me.
fly, dude.
I fly.
That's the guy that wears a hat every episode.
That's because I'm repping my source.
Did you see him outside of the theater?
And
He's
you
wearing a hat.
I wasn't wearing a
No,
hat.
you had your head off.
No, he's wearing his hat. He's
Maybe
wearing
it
his
was
Clippers
skin
hat.
tone.
Dude, do you want?
Because I think I was like, look at that big bald fuck.
Do you want this bald dome reflecting all these lights? It'd look like a damn strobe show in
Yeah,
here,
it'd be
man.
like a walking disco ball.
That's for your guys' benefit, not mine. And for you, the
Thank
listeners,
you,
the
thank
watchers.
you.
That's
The
what I
listeners,
think.
the listeners, dude. The listeners really care about if your bald head is out.
Dude, I'm glad that people are listeners today. You're in your sweatpants, I'm in my moccasins, and Caleb's in a grout fit.
Ellis didn't tell me he got me a new gray shirt.
Oh man,
The gray on gray.
the
And then
great.
he's got gray socks on that are different shades.
And then he's got the new.
Popcorn.
Oh, they're white popcorns, fresh popcorn.
Then
Tell me those aren't hype, Ellis.
Those are nice socks.
Those are good socks.
Listening back to the Nick Cage, I felt so bad. Like, you literally asked me for popcorn like 5 times.
I know, I was like, bro, you don't have any popcorn? You're like, I'm gonna get you popcorn. I was like, no, it's fine. And then I was like, man, it'd be sweet if we had some
I
popcorn.
was like, and then I was like, oh, I'll go get you popcorn. And then by the 4th time, I was like, oh, she really wants popcorn.
I love popcorn, dude. I gotta have popcorn if I'm watching a flick, you know?
A Nick Cage movie, especially.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, my favorite part was for sure the cat.
Well, yeah,
Best character. Like, I loved when they put the muzzle on him. They're like, it's a cat, not Hannibal Lecter. And then it's like,
I was watching it and I looked up because, you know, me, movie inside a movie. So
Yeah.
I started watching like Avengers, Infinity War. I was like, well, let me watch this while I'm watching this movie inside a movie. And then I looked up and the cat was doing his thing. I was like, is this Umbrella Academy? Is that Ben?
Ben, is that you?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
dude.
this is like the same power as Ben when he's like throwing all the stuff around.
Yeah, dude. And I loved when you like couldn't see the cat, but you saw the arms. Like,
Oh yeah,
go
yeah.
crazy.
And I kind of feel like that's one of the disappointments of the whole movie is like I was in a small theater, not a lot of people there, Tuesday night or Wednesday
Whatever night
night.
this is.
Yeah, Wednesday night. And the cat's the only one that got any laughs.
Yeah.
I will say there were a lot of jokes in the middle beginning that just didn't hit. They did not land.
The one.
There were some intentional. There was like a 2-minute stretch of like joke after joke after joke where everyone was just like, that's not that funny. Like, we were in a packed theater, and I mean the only time people laughed was the cat.
Yeah. And this is great too. So they have that jet, or
Yeah.
whatever the hell she stole from S.H.I.E.L.D.,
The Quinjet.
the Quinjet, and the scroll is like, oh, I can prep that up with you with these 10 cans.
Science
and
guy.
yeah, with a couple
Yeah.
of 10 cans. I felt like the
Voice,
scroll,
dude.
I felt like the main scroll was too, like, I don't know, it was like too funny or something. And Caleb, like, you're Mr. Marvel, much more deep into it than I am. Like, so is that close to the storyline? Are the scrolls just kind of the victim? Because the way I understood it is like throughout the comic arc, the scrolls are more kind of like.
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
You're not a big
I
Captain
kn-
Marvel fan?
no, I know that her origin story is not comic book accurate.
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
dude.
know that.
I want you to look up that origin story and read that because that's like a 2-hour episode. Listen to our friends Comic Book Noobs. A long time ago, they did a great episode on Captain Marvel, and it is so damn confusing because like Shazam and Captain Marvel are the same person, and then there's Captain Marvel, and then
Yeah.
at one time her friend Rambo, is it Monica Rambeau? She
Mhm.
becomes like
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, like
Shit gets crazy.
yeah, and then there's Miss like
It's like
Miss
Winter
Marvel.
Soldier.
yeah, there's too much to follow. I think here recently there was a great run. Could you look up the life of Captain Marvel for me and tell me who the author was on that?
Comic book noobs are good though.
Comic Book Noob is an incredible podcast. We're actually going to do, I don't know why they said yes, but we're going to do a split podcast with Matt Moore and Regina Davis.
That's what's up.
They said yes. We're going to mail them out some beer, and I want to make sure like we mail them out something heavy because we got to get
Yeah.
them like geared up,
Oh, we gotta get them. They gotta be like pretty
ready.
ready for
Ready.
us.
It's one way of saying it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's like what we do with all the creators. We're like, drink all these beers, and then we'll Skype you at 9, and then we Skype them at like 10. That way, all they have is like some beer to drink
Right.
in the time that they're waiting, and then
And then-
they're drunk, and they're like, "What up?" Like,
We'll
that's always our
Skype you.
plan.
We'll Skype you at 9. Hey, it's gonna be at 10. Keep drinking.
And then unless it's Ed Brisson's like, dude, I gotta repair my whole computer real quick. Like, that poor dude.
Yeah, we gotta get Brisson back on.
Yeah, he was the man.
The Life of Captain Marvel. Are you talking about the 2018 run?
Yeah.
The most recent? Okay.
It was like a mini. I think it was like a 6.
It's all 1 through 5.
Okay.
Written by Margaret Stoll.
Yeah.
Art by Carlos Pachko?
Patchko. Yeah.
Pachko?
Let's go with it.
Alright.
Magical?
And cover by Julian Tedesco.
That was a
Sorry
great.
if I butchered any of those names.
Great pronunciation.
Yeah.
That was a great arc because it kind of like redefined Captain Marvel as where her mother is actually like a Creole warrior and gave her the powers. It wasn't.
Oh, that's sweet.
So it just kind of rewrote her origin story, which I think is something desperately needed with a character that has such a convoluted kind of back history as far as, because the story goes like Shazam was like the biggest character in comics back in the day because like kids read comics and
Yeah.
Shazam was a kid and it wasn't DC got the rights to Shazam, but Shazam was called Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And then Marvel sued them over them having Captain Marvel. It's insane. Like you have to listen to that comic book noob after you're drunk and done listening to this and you want to go to class.
Head
go.
on over to the university and get schooled. Comic book noob.
Other favorite parts? There wasn't many.
Can I put out a disappointment that her head wasn't shaved? That she had like full head of hair instead of like the tight mohawk that she does in the comics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been sweet if she had a mohawk.
I mean, at times, like in the comics, she does have the long hair. Can I put out a disappointment?
Yeah.
I just wanted to get to like drunk, slutty Captain Marvel. Because she's like, in the comics, she's a recovering alcoholic. Like, let's get to that story. Like, let's just tell like the basketball diaries of Captain Marvel.
Basketball diaries.
Like her waking up drunk with Tony Stark, and they're both like regretting
I
it.
feel like we'll get there. It's just not time.
It's not. That's
I
not.
don't know if we'll get there with that.
They're both on Dr. Phil.
Doctor Strange is sitting down with him. They're like, no, stop filling up my drink. Stop filling up my
I
drink.
mean, Captain Marvel and Tony Stark have such terrible backstories in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're both recovering alcoholics. They
Yeah.
both have addiction problems. They both.
And that was a big part in Civil War 2, is where like I had read like snippets of the Iron Man run leading into Civil War 2, and he is like having a breakdown, and he goes to a meeting, and like Carol Danvers is there, and he was like,
He's like, Carol!
He's like, I wouldn't have fucked you, but your name's Carol.
So, how are you, ma'am? Dude, sorry to all the Carols out there. We know you didn't get to pick.
Watch, there's gonna be that one lady.
Could you
that's
imagine being like 22 and your name is Carol?
I think I would just go like I would pull
Care.
like I would I'd go like
Cal?
Errol.
Cal? You just take out the middle.
Yeah. Cal?
Cal.
No woman's gonna go by Cal.
Alright, I don't really know what else we got here.
Yeah, I mean,
Veers?
honestly,
Veers. I would go by Veers. This works.
your last name. You should definitely go by your last
My
name.
name is Carol.
Oh.
Carol!
You know what part I did think about was pretty funny? With Nick Fury. He's like, what does your mom call you? He's like, Fury.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, what do your kids call you? Well, and if I ever have any, Fury.
Caleb had such a good point at that part though. He was like, I feel like the guy in the speaker box like really missed out on an opportunity to be like, all right, Nicholas, you're good. Go on through. Yeah.
What I
missed
found
a perfect opportunity.
what I found was funny was on the phone with our friends from Tubby the other day. He's like, is your name Matthew or Ellis? And I was like, well, we're friends now.
Yeah.
So it's Ellis. So
If you're super friends, it's E.
So I was just thinking, he's like, Fury. And people were like, what does your wife call you? Ellis? Ellis? It's Ellis. Like, so that's what I just like thought when he was like going into his whole ring. Yeah,
You
Nick
need a nine
Fury.
patch. Get Frankie to scratch your eye out.
No, dude, I don't want cat scratch fever. That's a real thing.
I know.
That's
man.
not just a bad song.
I know.
So I broke my phone, and I was putting in your phone number the other day, and I was like, what's Ellis's first name?
Oh my god!
and then I was like, oh, Matthew.
I had friends forever back in like the bar scene, so they're like bar friends and like music friends and other bands, and they're like, what's your last name? And I was like, oh, it's Ellis. And they're like, what? What? Like,
Ellis?
I'm essentially like Madonna.
You are like Madonna, dude.
Yeah,
or like Prince.
With conier boobs.
You need a symbol.
I should go with a symbol.
Yeah, dude. We can make one up.
So, yeah, go see Captain Marvel or don't, whatever.
Just whatever. She'll be in the next Avengers movie. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, and honestly, the end credit scenes, like the cat puking on the desk, like that was
I called
funny.
it before it even happened. I was like, hairball.
Yeah. I mean, the second the cat jumped up there, you're like, oh, hairball, here it goes. I've lived with Frankie long enough. I don't know how he made it into the movies without me signing off.
He got into shape though. He like really got into shape for the role.
Thinned down.
Yeah, he did. He's like, I gotta be ready to fight. So I'm gonna hop on the treadmill when Alice isn't looking.
And then the one before that.
That got leaked early, so I already saw it too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this: Steve Rogers looks like he needs to be buffing up a little bit. He looked pretty tiny there. I was like,
he looks skinny.
Yeah. I was like,
Chelsea went full judgmental mode. She's like, Captain's looking small. Scarlett's
I
looking
like
old.
that though. I like that. I told you
like,
that. I like skinny looking dudes. So I was like, he's looking kind of skinny. And Caleb's like, what? Like, what? You're so judgmental. And then also I was like, Scarlett Johansson looks kind of old.
watch your mouth. I will smack you off that
She
chair.
looks like at least my age, and she should definitely look only 20.
She is an angel.
She is an
with
angel.
a pug nose.
She has a cute little nose.
I
Yeah.
know, I love it.
I know.
I got real weird, Alice.
I love ScarJo, man. She
Everybody
is like
loves
a
ScarJo.
dream. Ever since Ghost World.
Yeah.
You don't even know what that's about.
No.
It's an old school movie. Steve Buscemi. It's weird. Artsy.
Sounds weird.
Anyways.
Artsy.
Anything with Steve Buscemi is weird, dude.
I wanted to see ScarJo just like lay Carol Danvers out in that scene, because how in the F does Captain Marvel get a solo movie before Black Widow? And Black Widow's been day one almost in.
She was in the first movie, right? For Iron Man? She was in Iron Man?
She was Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2, okay.
And then she is in Winter Soldier, and then Avengers. So, like, how does she not? And for me, like, that's the movie I'm most hyped on. Not because it's just ScarJo, but it's going to be Cold War era.
Yeah.
She's going to be murdering.
She's gonna
She's
be
all
kind
crazy.
Yeah.
She's gonna be messed up.
Yeah.
It's going to be gnarly.
Yeah.
And,
If they do it right.
yeah. And, I mean, they're saying it's supposed to be rated R, which would be odd to see how that,
Awesome.
like, fits in. No, it would be awesome. So, I don't know. Black Widow deserved a full length
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, agreed.
That's the one thing that Marvel missed, right? Because like DC got in front of it and put out the Wonder Woman movie first, which was like a smash hit. And you go back and watch the Wonder Woman movie, and you watch Justice League, which is a flawed movie. I won't deny that, but there's like aspects of it that I like and I grow to like a little bit more. But like Gal Gadot in those movies just smashes.
Yeah.
I mean, those movies crush.
Yeah.
What did you think about Captain Marvel coming out on International Women's Day?
I mean, I think it's cool. It's not a weird flex because
Tip of the cap, well played.
yeah, like
Good advertising.
strategy.
It's the only thing they did with good advertising.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. If your movie was gonna come out anywhere near it, Marvel's smart to have it come out on that day. So.
Do you think they should have done something with Scott Pilgrim tying into this?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Because I
She
saw
was great in that.
a tight meme that was like, when you realize Scott Pilgrim dated Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
fought Superman and Captain America.
Yeah.
So they should have been like, can we get the rights
He's
to
like
this?
the ultimate superhero.
Yeah, can we get the rights to this and do some like after credits scene that's just like hilarious?
Kind of like the.
Michael Cera's like my
the
dude.
Into the Spider-Verse kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been better than like
The cat.
yeah, or Captain Marvel like come down and is like, where's Fury?
Right.
Like I don't know. Those
Especially since it got leaked, it just ruined it for me.
well, and I want to see like what at this point we got a month and a half, April 26th for Endgame.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
I wrote it in my planner today, and I was like, "Damn, that's coming up."
Yeah, that's really fast.
And then that's how I feel about C2E2 too. I'm like, it's here, dude.
C2E2
It's here.
from the time this cast is released is
Days.
4 days away.
Yeah, we got Wolf's Ridge,
Watershed,
and then Pete.
Tubbies. We're taking some Tubbies.
We're taking Pete.
I like that. I like that you threw in Pete there.
Yeah, we're taking it with us, dude.
Oh, dude.
We're
Pete's-
taking a bunch of Wolf's Ridge beer, Watershed vodka and bourbon, Tubbies to drink out of, because, we gotta have a big glass to hold all of our.
Yeah, it looks shady when you put it in a paper bag nowadays.
Right.
We're gonna have a hotel party with Source Point, and Pete's gonna be there the whole time.
Yeah, and we're doing the Into the Badlands panel and interview. We've also approached, we're doing Impact Theory. Who remembers?
We're doing a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, we've
It's
gotten
booking up quick, and
Yeah,
I'm
we've
like,
gotten
dude, all I want to do is see that freaking beam.
yeah. That's what I said when I was watching Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I was like,
Caleb's like, that's not going in. That's funny fuck.
All I want to do is see that freaking beam.
There it is.
Yeah, we knew it was going too well.
Yeah.
A sweatpants boner joke. Bean joke.
You can never leave anything to the imagination, Ellis.
You just never leave Ellis unattended, dude. He's gonna have a script here soon. He'll be like, Captain Marvel was okay.
I'm gonna be like, well, I can't read that.
He's gonna pull his lighter out.
I'll be like, well, that's German as fuck.
His opinions
Or what
are
did you
not
say?
the opinions of the podcast.
Jesus, that's German.
Yeah, actually, Jesus Christ, this is German. Only thing I know how to say in German is what time is it?
Which is
Ich weiß es.
Then,
That's because my mom always asks me that in German.
is Goontag good day or happy birthday?
No, I told you what I know.
And then Goontag. I mean, that's what I know, and I don't even know what it means. Where are we sitting at on time, my man? We're trying to come in these episodes.
I don't know. You're only at 34.
That's perfect.
That's good. Good time to jump out.
I think it's a good time to jump out.
Let me ask you, are you going to watch the Ben Affleck flick that's on Netflix?
What is it?
What is it?
It's like some ex-secret service, or
No. Yeah.
He's not my Batman, so.
military.
Not my bad.
He's not my Batman. He's my Batman. That's why he's standing up behind you, my man, flashing the signal. I saw a post a while ago. It was on Twitter, and it was Zack Snyder. And he was essentially saying thanks to Ben Affleck, and he was like, thanks for the chin. No one has a better chin than that dude. Man.
Yeah, he's got a strong chin.
That is a strong chin.
Very, very strong chin.
No man can put on a full metal suit and the chin is still the first thing people say. You know what I mean?
It's true though. That's a
Dude, that dude's chin walks around the corner. Dude, Ben Affleck looks like American Dad. That's how strong his chin is, dude.
He totally does. Oh man.
On that note, cash out?
Yeah, I mean, we should probably say thank you to Red Roof Inn, Wolf's Ridge, Tubby, Watershed.
Yeah, be a budget hero. Always. C2E2, 4 days away. We're going to be kicking it at the Red Roof. We're budget heroes.
Throwing parties
with Source Point Press.
Disclaimer, not at Red Roof.
What, for the party?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Pete had a great.
It's totally at the Red Roof Inn in Chicago. Come on out.
Pete had a great idea.
We
Sing,
can C2E2.
Caleb, sing your song. Sing your song.
Which one?
You know.
Sing it.
I don't remember.
Hotel, motel, Red Roof Inn.
That has a lot of disclaimers on it too.
Pete had a great idea for the hotel
What is
rooms.
it?
So I was like, okay, we got 2 rooms, the Red Roof Inn, for all of us. And he's like, okay, 1 room has to be for sleeping, and then the 1 room can be the party.
Agreed.
And I was like, that's actually
Honestly,
genius.
that's such a good idea.
It's like, okay, leave it to the guy who wants to go to bed like really
At
early.
8 p.m.
Right? He's like, walking around that con's got me beat. I'm gonna go to
Sounds
sleep.
exactly like Pete.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, really? Because it's got me wanting Watershed whiskey.
Late.
And you guys are excited to get all white girl wasted, right? Vodka.
We love vodka, especially Watershed.
Don't you?
Yeah, I do like vodka. A lot.
Yeah, he
Too
likes
much.
vodka. Too much and vodka Sprite.
You know what's gonna be fun is
Hey,
like
I can't have Coke. What do you want from me? I can't have like Coke and
Sprite's
rum.
Vodka Sprite's fine.
Chelsea said she was picking up some Coke for C2E2. Muggs has got us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's got the hookup now.
For Coca-Cola?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, she's got a vendor and
yeah
everything. In the restaurant.
she's gonna get us the syrup.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
the good
We're just
stuff.
gonna be
the strong.
chugging it out of the lines.
Alright, I think this episode's getting
It's
off the
over.
rails enough. Captain Marvel, okay
Don't see
flick.
it. What?
I'm not pre-ordering it.
You will.
Don't lie.
You love her, you will.
No, here's the thing.
Her poster's gonna be up there with with Wonder Woman and Black Widow in a matter of no time.
Tell me.
Cover up your window over there.
Tell me she wasn't gorgeous.
She does. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Especially in that grunge outfit.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going top 3 between Scarlett Johansson, Gal Gadot, and her. She's going my third place.
Yeah. And if we're throwing the Scarlet Witch in there, then Captain Marvel's falling further and further down.
Wait, really? I thought that was like your number 1 out of it.
No.
Scarlet Joe.
No, it'd be
Not even
Black
number 2?
Widow.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Gal.
Jessica Jones. She's Marvel Universe.
Oof.
Why are you oofing?
She's like.
Dude, Jessica Jones would destroy a bottle of Watershed bourbon.
Yeah. She'd be a great person to hang out with.
I do essentially.
I know.
I do essentially.
Yeah, it's about to be leather jacket season.
Yeah. What do you mean? It's about to be spring.
That's leather jacket season.
Is it?
Spring in the fall and the summer.
Her skin can't see sunlight, so she has to wear jackets.
I don't know why it just flashed in my mind that Portland, MDS. That goth people.
That's me. Yeah. It's like 95 degrees. I got my leather jacket
You're on a
on.
beach with like a leather jacket.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
All right, we're cashing out of this episode. We're the Heroes by the Pint. Huge shout out to Red Roof Inn. Be a budget hero like the glassy-eyed crew. Always support Source Point Press. Hit them with that promo code. What is it?
HBTP.
That's right. Get 20% off of your cart each and every purchase. Source Point Press has been a huge supporter of the podcast from almost day one. One of our top, our favorite.
Yeah.
Our favorite indie publisher. And so many great books over there. Nora, Boxmasters.
My fave.
Yeah, absolutely the fave. Ogre and Monstrous. So many great books. Huge shout out to all of our supporters. Tubby.
Do we have a promo code for them?
No, that's coming soon.
We're working on it.
We have a promo code coming very soon for Tubby, and then we have as always, so many big announcements coming.
So many. But mostly, what's up? We're going to C2E2.
That's right. Head over to heroesbythepint.com. Check out everything to keep up to date with the heroes. You can support the Patreon over there to support this podcast. You can click over to the web store, and you can also scroll to anywhere you enjoy your social media and click over to anywhere you like to stream your podcast. All right, this is the Heroes by the Pint podcast. We are the Glassy Eye Geeks, and we are out.